Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Sunday, the 18th of September 2022. In today's Mill news, to start off with the 4 takeaways piece from South London Press and londonnewsonline.co.uk. So let's read them off. Zion is off the mark, or is he? Zion Fleming has been Mill's biggest attacking threat in recent weeks, but it's not completely clear if he did get his first goal for the South London club yesterday. Goal line technology told referee Darren Bond that the Lions had scored in the 14th minute, but the Press Association, whose information is used by multiple websites, including betting websites and someone that hasn't been paid out, put it down as Dan Crimshaw own goal. With the benefit of a slowed down replay, it's clear that the Blackpool keeper does fumble the ball against his left post, but it's unclear whether Fleming's header from Scott Malone's corner had already crossed the line before Grimshaw made contact. The Amsterdam attacker reacted as if he had scored, doing his trademark celebration of UFC fighter Nate Diaz's muscle flex pose. But whether the eventual outcome, Fleming's performance was hugely encouraging. He had half of Millwall's 16 chances and was really unlucky to hit the base of the post in the second half. He also seemed to benefit from being played alongside Benakovic in a front two as manager Gary Rowett shifted to a 5-2-1-2 formation. Long shot. Mill manager Gary Rowett made 4 changes from Wednesday's 2-0 to QPR, but there was no doubt about his biggest call. Bartosz Białkowski has twice won the club's Player of the Year award in the last 3 years and made 100 successive championship starts, 9,133 minutes for unbroken league football, but the Polish keeper was benched for the visit of Blackpool. Rowett opted to give George Long his first start in the championship for the Lions, and it seems likely the former Hull City player will keep the spot once we emerge from the international break. Long couldn't be faulted for Charlie Patino's equaliser, with Millwall picked apart too easily down the left side of their penalty area. He also did well to hold Theo Corbin's fizzled cross. The 28-year-old has more confident distribution, showed no signs of nerves despite the fact that he had waited since May 2021 for a championship opening. Yes, and it has been speculated since online, since I made the video yesterday. So obviously the club are talking to players that they have now and extending their contracts. They've done quite a few so far. They've already signed them up. So there was speculation that they're trying to get George Long to sign a new contract. So I think he's runs out next season, next summer. And he's like, well, am I going to play? Am I going to play any games? Because I want to play. I'm a football player. I want to play. So that's seems to be behind the decision as well. It's like a business decision. You've got a good goalkeeper that you want to keep because you might need him next season, maybe even this season, to replace Bart. Because Bart is 35 years old, whatever he says, and he's going to start dropping off. And he wants to play, so if he doesn't play, he's probably going to leave. And he's quite easily get a spot in the championship for someone else. So seems it may have been a business decision as they try and get members of the squad to renew their contracts. So yeah, but that's all speculation, of course. Home form still impressive. So Mill have had disappointing and ineffectual performances against Reading and QPR at the Den, losing both without scoring. It's worth noting that they have only taken 2 points fewer at home than second place Norwich City in the 22-23 campaign. As they have taken the most points at home since the start of the 21-22 season, 57 with Sheffield United 56 and Middlesbrough 52 next to that list. By and large, the second half displays at the Den this season have been a significant improvement on the opening 5. The Mill had the chances in the second half to have The 3 points safely buttoned down. Grimshaw saved from Malone and a favour, with Thompson also making a block on a goal bound at Jamie Shackleton's shot. Mill's performances have been patchy, but they are still only 2 points behind 6th placed PPR. Well, we would be above them if we didn't lose to them. So, Afobe is a penalty box predator. For all the hustle and bustle that Tom Bradshaw and Andreas Vogelshammer have provided, Benik Afobe remains the Lions' #1 finisher. Yes. When Callum Styles' shot was blocked by the arm of the sliding Marvin Ikbitita, quite probably it would have led to referee Bond pointing to the spot. There's no one else that Rout would choose for the loose ball to drop to. Afobe smashed beyond Grimshaw to put Millwall ahead for the second time of the afternoon, and this time it proved to be decisive. A bit like so many of the home side, Afobe delivered more after the restart. He had been relegated to the subs bench for a run of 3 matches, Burnley, Cardiff and QPR, but Bradshaw and Vogelshammer were unable to open their goal accounts and fully take their opportunity to nail down a starting berth. A bit like the mention above of Long, you would expect Afobe to start Blackburn on October 1st. Malone was another of the Lions' best performers at the weekend, and that gives Rout food for thought down that left-hand side. Indeed. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of changes for the Blackburn game. So, there's your 4 takeaways. Moving on to a look ahead to next week. Some football stuff going on next week, even though it is international break. Millwall under-21s versus Cardiff Charlton Athletic under-21s. Millwall's under-21s are in professional development league action at the Den on Tuesday afternoon as Charlton Athletic are the visitors. Kick off 2 p.m. And tickets are now on general sale. Tickets are priced at £5 adults, £1 under-16s. But if you're an under-16 season ticket holder, you can get in for free. You don't have to buy a ticket in advance, but you can. You can buy them and then just rock up at the door and collect it, or you could just buy it at the ticking window before the game. Oh yeah, please note that for this season, anyone wishing to park at the Den to watch the under-21 home games will be charged £2.50 per car on arrival. All proceeds will be donated to the Lions Food Hub, situated at the Millwall Community Trust. So if you don't want to pay that, then turn up in a van or a lorry, because it says per car. See that? Per car. If you don't drive a car, you can't be charged, can you? That's how it goes. Loopholes. So yeah, this is happening on Tuesday. It's a big game in terms of the teams in the south are all very good. We were top of the league. We are now second because Bristol City have played one more game than us, although that game was a draw. They're still unbeaten. Charlton lost 1 game. We're not only are Millwall unbeaten, we are at 100% record now. This season, because they changed it from to an under-23 to an under-21, they've changed it. That before it used to be you were allowed 3 outfield under-20 3 outfield players who are over the age of the age restriction, and 1 goalkeeper that is over the age of the age restriction. Now that is 5 outfield players who are over the age of the age restriction, and the goalkeeper who can be over the age as well. So, seeing as this is Charlton Athletic, it would not surprise me if they pump their team full of first team players just to try and win this game. That's a little kind of sneaky stuff that they do. So we'll see how that gets on. But yeah, looking forward to it. Should be a good game. I'm going down there. But if you are not going down there, if you cannot go down there, the Den on Tuesday the 20th at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, guess what? For the first time this season, it is on being broadcast live on the internet. This is from millwfc.co.uk. Watch Millwall under-21s versus Cardiff Charlton Athletic on Millwall TV. Millwall's under-21s are back in professional development league action On Tuesday afternoon, as Charlton Athletic visit the Den, and you can watch the London derby live on Millwall TV. Kevin Nugent's side currently possess a 100% record in 22-23 season, having won their first 6 matches, and they take on the Addicts in SC16, hoping to extend those statistics. If you are unable to make it to the Den, then match passes are now on sale, priced at just £3, with replays, on-screen graphics, commentary, and more available. You can purchase yours here. So there you go. If you go down there, it costs £5. If you watch it on the computer screen, it costs you £3. So yeah, the under 21s, as it says there, 6 games, 6 wins, doing really well. Support them, back them. They're playing very well. They've come on leaps and bounds, both individually and as a team. You can see that in terms of the players we got loaned out, what they've done, and how they're trying to break into the team. Tyler Burry, Isaac Lockby, Daniel McMahon, Billy Mitchell, Alex Mitchell's on loan at St Johnstone. So yeah, it would be nice if you could give them some support. So yeah, moving on to this story, which popped up late yesterday, I think it was. Cardiff City have sacked former Millwall striker Steve Morison following their 1-0 defeat against Huddersfield Town on Saturday afternoon. So I think everyone knows that Huddersfield Town are not very good this season. Along with Blackpool, probably the favourites to go down. So when you lose to them, it's not good for you. So the X-Lions frontman was appointed as lead coach for the Bluebirds under-23 team in February 2020, when Neil Harris was in charge of the club at the time. But when Mick McCarthy was sacked as Cardiff boss in October 2021, Morison was given the job on an interim basis before getting the role full-time in November 2021. The Welshman extended his terms in March and returned to the Den for the second time. Cardiff earlier this month, his old club running out 2-0 victors. Cardiff City statement said Cardiff City Football Club can confirm that first team manager Steve Morison has been relieved of his first team duties. I'd like to thank Steve for his efforts during his time at Cardiff City, stabilising the first team last season and helping to evolve our squad in line with the club's philosophy this summer. We wish him the best for the future. Mark Hudson, blah 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 blah. Yeah, but Steve Morison has been sacked. So there you go. We're going to move on to looking at the stats from yesterday's match now. There's no experiment with 361 XG timeline. I think the guy has a proper job, so he doesn't, or maybe he's had a kid or something popped up. Because this season he's been a bit late with his stuff, so I might put it up in tomorrow's video if it's there. But at the moment it's not, so we have to start off with infogoal.net. And what they give the XG as is 1.73 to Millwall and 0.93 to Blackpool. So pretty much spot on. Millwall just edging over to get in 2, and Blackpool as well edging over as well. So the actual score line matching up with the XG score line. Here's the match events. Zion Fleming's goal given as an own goal. 14 minutes. Then 15 minutes later or so, they scored, and we went in half-time boost from the crowd. Afobe pops up 63rd minute, scores the winner, and then we have a bit of a nervy end to the game as we try and see out the win. A lot of substitutions as well, you can see them there. No substitutions taking place until after the goals. 72nd minute for them, 78th for us. So I'll see. It looks like the usual Browett double substitution on the hour mark didn't happen because we weren't losing, so which is nice. So let's have a look at the XG shot map, which is why I come to this website. I love this. Here's Millwall's shots for the game. Again, mostly down the middle. Quite a few long shots as well. I imagine, what was that? Ryan Fleming, because he was a shot machine. No, Bresswell, Shackleton, Fleming, and Malone. So maybe somebody did their homework, as the Blackpool keeper got a problem with long shots. We normally have one or two out that far, but to have, what would you say, 5 or 6 out that far, I think they've probably know that he's got a problem with long shots, so I would assume that's why they did that. Let's have a look at Blackpool. Now Blackpool, some decent chances there. The circles are quite big. The bigger the circle, the better chance. So Blackpool's best chance, they scored it. That was basically a 50-50. Mill's 2 best chances. That one, a Phobie, right at the end in the injury time, didn't score that one. But that one, he did. And the other goal is, can't even see, it's such a small chance that it is not even, I can't even see which one it is. It will probably, is it that one? Oh no, you know what? Because they've given it as an own goal, I don't think it's there. Yeah, I don't think it's actually not on it because it's not classed as. Oh no, it's that one. It's that one. That one there. So there it is. Okay. What was it further towards the middle? But whatever. So there you go. Now, are you prepared for this? Watch this. First half. Look at that. Look how shit the first half was. No wonder there were boos. No wonder there were boos at half time. We had 3 shots. They had 3 shots. They had 3 shots inside our box, and they scored. One very good chance. The other one, if I can get on it, Lavery, 33, 35, and again on 23. Here's Mill, so that's the one that went in, that one there, that one, and then the other one in the area, Zion Fleming again, and then Zion Fleming again. So 3 shots from Zion Fleming in the first half, and that's all she wrote for Millwall. So obviously second half we go out and actually, so maybe Broward told him at half time, can you fucking shoot more? That's probably why they did all these long shots. Just because 3 shots in 45 minutes of football. Jesus. There you go. A tale of 2 halves. Fairness rating, was that a fair result? 97.03, so pretty solidly locked on that was a fair result. As you can see in the XG, as we've said, pretty much matches up with the scoreline. 2-1. So yeah, that's how it goes. So now we're going to move on to the whoscored.com, but look at this. Look on the right hand side. 3 of the top 5 rated players are Blackpool players. Best rated Millwall player, Mario Wallace, for that. Last ditch tackle that saved the game. Total shots, Zion Fleming with 8 shots. 8. Shot machine he was. Tackles, Mario Wallace 7. So you can see after the result against QPR, a couple of players stepping up. Quite a few players stepped up, but in terms of, okay, that wasn't good enough. This needs to be better. Match summary. Millwall created a high number of chances relative to their position and stole the ball from the opposition, were effective goal scoring opportunities from the flanks, and were strong at finishing. Weaknesses were aggressive. Is that a weakness? I don't know. Attack through the middle, had a high shot frequency and in possession, favoured crossing the ball. Blackpool stole the ball off them from the opposition, were effective, creating goals scoring and produced from the flanks, amid a high number of individual errors and favoured through balls. Interesting. So here's the attempt: 17-9, 13-6 open play, 3-2 set pieces, 0-1 counter attack, and again they give it as an own goal. So yeah, there you go. Look, we had the same conversion rate, 11%, 17 shots, 2 goals, and they had 9 and 1. So both teams going down the wings mostly. There's your shot directions, shot zones, action zones, and player positions. Malone able to get farther forward, which is probably why Murray Wallace has the most number of tackles, because he had to. But you can see here, look at this, Millwall packing the middle of the park. 17, 39, 7 and 10. Yeah. That's what 17 is Styles, I believe. Honeyman is 39. 7 and 10. So Fleming and is that Phoebe? And that's to counter Blackpool and what they're doing. Funny things going on Blackpool's left wing. Basically, 2 players playing on top of each other. Interesting stuff. Probably being forced back because Shackleton's pace. Because of Shackleton's pace. Probably sitting back because I don't want to get caught. Interesting. Okay. Moving on. Here's the match events as we've already seen on the other website. So if you look at the top left and right where the club badges are, 6.74 average player rating for Millwall players and 6.55 Blackpool. So not much there. Quite close. A smaller crowd, 11,463. Is that because of the bank holiday weekend? Is it because of it was Blackpool? Is it because we've had 2 home games in a row, Wednesday, Saturday, and the bigger one was on the Wednesday? Is it? I don't know. Is it because of the football, the style, the losing? I don't know. Anyway, so here you can see lowest rated player for Millwall, Cooper, was 6. And as we said, Murray Wallace with that last man tackle, 7.6. And we've got Cresswell, Bobby, Fleming, and Malone all 7 and above. But man of the match is Yates, which makes you wonder, when did he come off? 72. If they would have kept him on, I don't know if he was fit or not, or what the situation was. They kept him on. Would they have actually won that game? If they had taken off Lavery and kept Yates on, could they have got a draw out of the game? I don't know. So let's run through what's been going on. Total shots 16-9. There's Fleming with his 8. He hit the bar. He did get a goal, although it was given the wrong goal. Phoebe with 2, and he got 1 goal. So that's interesting. Possession wise, 45-54. And for Millwall, it was Cresswell most of the time on the ball, but George Long, 33.2. So obviously, not that worried with the ball at his feet. Fast success percentage 74-77. But you can see a lot better from Millwall. George Long 54. That's not bad. It's generally better than what Bart does averagely. And they're pretty decent from Millwall. And surprisingly, in terms of Blackpool, they're all very high except the 2 wingers. I guess because the wingers were just probably trying to whip crosses in. and just hitting an open. And sometimes they found a Blackpool player, sometimes they didn't. So that's probably why that's down. Dribbles 2 to 10. Corbinho. Aerials 1, 22 to 16. Everyone won an aerial except for Long and Honeyman. Phobie won 4 of them. Not bad, not bad. And for Blackpool, everyone, one of them, won an aerial except for Corbinho and the goalkeeper. Tackles 26 to 15. So there's Murray Wallace with 7. There's Malone with 4. Styles with 4. Good stuff there. Corners 5 to 2. How did George Long this? I don't know why for this season they fucked this up. I don't know what the fuck is going on. This is supposed to be players who've taken corners. George Long did not take a corner. What the fuck is this? This website is all crap. Dispossessed 6 to 10. Okay, so let's look at the list of player stats now. So one to look for on this shots on target. So we got shots. 17 or so. Was it 17? Yeah. Zion Fleming 8 shots. 3 of them were on target. But here's Benik Fabi. Look at this. Benik Fabi 2 shots. 2 shots on target. 1 goal. Back to his best. Good stuff. Is that because he was playing alongside another striker up front? 2 up front rather than 1 up front, 1 behind. 1 up front, 2 by the side. He was winning the aerials, and Zion Fleming was on the ball trying to make stuff happen. So maybe that's what got the best out of Benik Fabi. I don't know. Scott Malone 1 shot, 1 on target. But Shackleton, Styles, and Cresswell, no. So there you go. In terms of rating, how close was it? 7.57 to 7.46 to 7.24 to 7.17. Yeah, Scott Malone with the assist game. Zion Fleming, corner to Zion Fleming. So that's what Scott Malone does. He's got a sweet delivery, set piece delivery. Are you going to put him in the squad for that? And just make allowances for his other things that he does or doesn't do. Cresswell 7.01. So we've got 5 players rated 7 or above. That's pretty good. Most touches: Cresswell, Murray Wallace, Shackleton, Styles, Malone, Billy Mitchell, and then it drops off. Cool. Offensive. Yep. Unscheduled touches, especially poor ball control. Okay. Dispossessed, having the ball taken off of you. Not quite a tackle, but similar. Okay. Defensively, who had the most tackles? Murray Wallace, and then Callum Styles, Scott Malone. Hey. Interceptions, Charlie Cresswell with 4. Clearances, Jake Cooper. Good stuff. Cresswell's numbers not too bad, 3-4-2. When you look at Cooper, look, 0 tackles, 0 interceptions, 3 clearances. And he gave away 3 fouls, so not a good day for him. 5.99 rating. What else do you want? Block shots. Only the 2. Murray Wallace. Not bad for Murray Wallace. You can see why he was the highest rated Millwall player there. Passing wise, let's have a look. Let's see what George Long did in this actually. 2 had the most passes. Cresswell, Mitchell, Murray Wallace, James Shackleton. And in terms of accuracy, so what have we got? We've got Billy Mitchell 84.4 for 45. Yeah, that's a standout, isn't it? Billy Mitchell, always a standout. Callum Styles 83.8 off of 37. Pretty decent. In terms of crosses and accurate crosses. So, Scott Malone 12. there you go. That's it. So obviously, being dropped and then brought back in, G'd him up a bit, made him beat that last man, get that crossing. You know, make sure you get the crossing, make sure you beat him, and whip it in. 12-2, Honeyman 4-1, and then bits and bobs for everyone else. Long balls and accurate long balls. George Long 17-6, and so 17 long balls. So he had, what did he have? He had 24 passes overall. So that means he had 7 short passes, which is a lot. General, bit more than Bart does normally, and he got 54.2 passing accuracy. Okay. Murray Wallace 9-4, Charlie Cresswell 8-1, Billy Mitchell 7-5, good. Jay Cooper again. This is why his numbers are down, 6.6-0. Okay. And there you have it. That's the stats from the game. Let's have a look at the sorted by rating, and then look at the subs and if they did enough to replace the players they replaced. Danny McNamara comes on the 72nd minute, 6.30, just under the player who replaced George Honeyman, 6.46. It's not quite. And Bradshaw, 2 minutes on the pitch, couldn't really do much in that part. 2 minutes on the pitch. Surprisingly, George Long had quite a low score though, 6.05. Why is that? Is that because I'm guessing Blackpool didn't have too many shots on target? Have a look. So what are they? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 shots on 9 shots, 2 on target. So you can see why they're not a good team in this league. They've had 9 shots, but they've only 2 on target. That's not very good. But of those 2 on target, one of them was a goal, which is actually pretty decent. But so that's probably why George Long's rating isn't that highest. He's rated at 6.05 because he had to save 2 shots, and I think, what was it? The other one was blocked, by Murray Wallace. Interesting. Okay. So yeah, that's it for the Blackpool game stats. But so start of the season, not the best of starts, but I think it was Rowett said, "Well, judge us after 10 games. You can't really. Let's wait until we've played 10 games." And well, we have. We've played 10 games, and here we are. We are 13th. 10 games, 4 wins, 1 draw. One of the lowest draw rates in the league, actually. Level on draws with Huddersfield, and only Blackburn Rovers and Reading haven't drawn. So, in terms of teams who have drawn, we are in the bottom 4 of draws. In the draw, if there was a draw league, we would be in the bottom 4, which is in stark contrast to last season, which I'll show you in a minute, because I'm going to compare our start this season to our start last season. So this is this season. So 5 defeats, 11 goals scored, 11 goals conceded. No, I'm looking at the wrong one. 11 goals scored, 14 goals conceded, minus 3 goal difference, 13 points. That is Millwall so far this season. Interesting, isn't it? Now let's compare it to last season. This is the league championship table after close of play on the 30th of September 2021. After 10 games have been played by Millwall. We have 1 less point, 12 points. We've only scored 10 goals, but we only conceded 11. But here's the kicker. We've drawn 6. By far and above the most draws in the league. So from our first 10 games, we had drawn 60% of them. So here's the thing. Last season, me included, we were saying the draw is the problem. If you draw 2 games in a row, you get 2 points. If you win 1 game and lose 1 game, you get 3 points. But you've lost a game. So look at that there, 262. See that? 262. Look at this here, 415. We're 1 point better off, but we've lost 5 games. But we've lost 2. We've won 2 more games than last season, and we've lost 3 more games than last season. I think. Yeah, we've lost 3 more games. So how are we feeling? How are we feeling? Because we've won more, and we've lost more, and we've drawn less, and it seems a lot of people are not happy with that. Do you want to go back to the draws? I don't. But when you look at the cold numbers, so let's forget about how we got here. Let's just look at the cold numbers. You've got to think that's not too bad then. We've won 4 games. We've lost 5. We've only drawn 1. Now, having a negative goal difference, not that good. You'll generally find that the teams at the top of the table actually have a positive goal difference, which is, at the moment, is still a bit up in the air because it's early league. We've got Reading on -4 and they're in the 3rd position. Remarkably, I don't know how they are there. They've just signed Andy Carroll again. Blackburn Rovers are 7th -2, and they haven't drawn a game yet, which is probably setting us up. That's on next game to draw that game. Now that I've said that, with us on 1 draw, them on 0, it's going to be a draw, isn't it? And to be honest, I would take that, an away draw rather than an away defeat. But yeah, 415. That's a lot better than 262, isn't it? It's a lot better, but it's only 1 point. 1 point better off, but it is better than last season. So there you go. But that's on the cold hard numbers. Then we go back and actually look at QPR game. That was rough. The Reading game. Reading. I know they're like top of the league, but should have got a result from that. Anyway, so there you go. We are actually better off after the first 10 games of the season than last season. We've drawn less games as well. I would just want us to score more, but Zion Fleming keeps taking 8 shots per game. Once he stops hitting the post and actually starts getting it inside the net, he's going to be something to behold. And looks like if he keeps doing that, he's definitely going to get into double figures. So yeah, we'll see what he can do against Blackburn. And yeah, and on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.